It does not appear that there's any kind of an effort up there yet. Now remember, oh my God.
Oh my God.
That looks like a second plane.
I did not see a plane go in. That just exploded.
We just saw another plane coming in from the side.
You did. That was out of
Yes, and that's the second explosion. You could see the plane come in just from the right-hand side of the screen. So this looks like it is some sort of a concerted effort to attack the World Trade Center that is underway in downtown New York.
We will see that scene again just to make sure we saw what we thought.
We're going to...
Tragedy. Two airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country. I have spoken to the Vice President, to the Governor of New York, to the Director of the FBI, and have ordered that the full resources of the federal government go to help the victims and their families, and to conduct a full-scale investigation to hunt down and to find those folks who committed this act. Terrorism against our nation will not stand. And now, if you join me in a moment of silence.
We are breaking into this special live coverage of what's happening at the World Trade Center in New York to tell you about something going on right here at the Pentagon. You are looking at both pictures. The smoke that you see on the left-hand side of your screen is right here in the Washington area at the Pentagon.
Looks like the helipad area of the Pentagon over towards 395. There were reports of an explosion. People said the building shook. They felt the building
shake, and they're evacuating that building. We're also getting word that the White House may be under an evacuation order right now. Again, we don't know exactly what happened here at the Pentagon, but you can see the result of whatever it was near the area of the heliport is lots of billowing smoke, dark smoke, and workers reported hearing something and then feeling the area rumble.
What do you hear, Tom?
That's where they did construction.
There is construction work going on there.
We don't know what is the cause.
A good portion of the nation's capital, the most powerful center in the world, has been immobilized as well as a result of these terrorist
And that's
attacks.
a very haunting description that Bob Kerr just gave of that low-flying aircraft near the White House, and one can only wonder if that was something that ultimately ended up in the Pentagon.
We just saw a live picture of what seemed to be a portion of the building falling away from the World Trade Center. If we can re-rack that to about 20 seconds ago, you'll see something dramatic happening, and I don't know whether it's another explosion or a portion of the building falling away, but something major just happened at that building. Here we go to the tape.
We have the tape.
And watch what happens in the left-hand tower.
の11便、ボーイング767型機だということです。しかし何人の乗客乗員が乗っていたのかなど詳しいことは分かっていません。
はい、先ほどは1機がボストンでハイジャックされたと伝えましたけれども、2機ともボストンでハイジャックされた可能性がある。今ご覧いただいているのは新しい映像が入ってきましたね。世界貿易センタービルの一つのビルが一部倒壊している瞬間の新しい角度の映像です。
堀さん、そうですね、また新しい情報が入ってきています。これは AP 通信ですけれども、ワシントンにあるアメリカ国務省の外で、自動車に仕掛けられた爆弾が爆発したということです。AP 通信によりますと、ワシントンにあるアメリカ国務省の外で自動車に仕掛けられた爆弾が爆発したということです。ワシントンでこうした爆発が伝えられるのは、隣のバニア州でありますけれども、国防総省、そして、連邦議会、周辺、そして、
И вновь в эфире специальный выпуск новостей на канале НТВ, в студии Петр Марченко. Мы продолжаем следить за событиями в Нью-Йорке. Буквально минуту назад там рухнуло одно из двух зданий Всемирного торгового центра. Сейчас мы покажем то, что было снято операторами ведущих телекомпаний. Вы видите, что центр Нью-Йорка окутан дымом. Одного здания уже нет. Это произошло после теракта, который был совершен буквально час назад. Сейчас вот в прямом эфире вы видите эту картинку, что вот смотри, видно, как падает здание. Эта картинка была записана буквально несколько минут назад. Напомню, что час назад Нью-Йорк и Вашингтон подверглись атакам террористов. В здание Всемирного торгового центра в каждое врезались по пассажирскому.
Because air traffic has been grounded across the United States. Transport Minister David Collinette saying that they are monitoring the situation here in Canada, that we are taking security very seriously here as well. To quote the minister, that we are also here in Canada on alert for any possible attacks as well. Although it should be mentioned right now, what has happened, 2 attacks. There have been in Manhattan, one plane colliding with one twin tower, 18 minutes later. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you can imagine the situation could get any worse, you've just seen it get worse. That was the second tower of the World Trade Center collapsing before our eyes. The second tower collapsing as rescue officials were trying to evacuate the building, trying to put the fire out that after a plane had collided there shortly before 9 o'clock this morning. Both towers at the World Trade Center, 110-story buildings, have collapsed.
What happened at the Pentagon?
We can tell you that as U.S.
had the kind of human intelligence which determines motivations before actions are taken.
I'm going to interrupt you, Senator McCain. These are the first pictures we have in. This is from Somerset County, Pennsylvania. This is where the United Airlines flight, I believe it is 176, went down. I'm sorry, I'm correcting. United Airlines 93. This was a Boeing 757 bound from Newark, New Jersey to San Francisco. It crashed in Somerset County, Pennsylvania, near the town of Shanksville, south of Pittsburgh. We're told about 80 miles outside of Pittsburgh in western Pennsylvania. It is not known how many passengers or crew were on board, although initial reports indicated no survivors. Again, these are the first pictures we have coming in from WTAJ there in the Pittsburgh area.
للعام في الولايات المتحدة وأخلى المباني المهمة وناطحات السحاب أيضا. وللمزيد من التفاصيل إليكم هذا التقرير.
منذ أزمة خليج الخنازير عام 1961 لم تشهد الولايات المتحدة هزة أربكت الأوساط السياسية والاقتصادية الأمريكية. الضربات هذه المرة كانت في عقر الشر، فقد اصطدمت طائرة مجهولة بمبنى مركز التجارة العالمية ورمز العولمة لتثير الانتباه فقط لما سيحدث لاحقا. وبعد أقل من 18 دقيقة اصطدمت طائرة ركاب مدنية من طراز بوينغ 767 بالبرج الثاني لمبنى الامباير ستاير قبل دقائق من افتتاح وول ستريت الذي انهار تماما بعد أن التهمته النيران. أول تعليق لمكتب التحقيقات الفيدرالي أشار إلى أن طائرة
this morning's attacks. We'll probably find out more now about that from our correspondent Jane Stanley. Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse?
Well, only really what you already know. Details are very, very sketchy. There's almost a sense downtown in New York behind me, down by the World Trade Centers, of just an area completely closed off as the rescue workers try to do their job. But this isn't the first building that has suffered as a result. We know that part of the Marriott Hotel next to the World Trade Center also collapsed as a result of this huge amount of falling debris from 110 floors of the two twin towers of the World Trade Center. As you can see behind me, the Trade Center appears to be still burning. We see these huge clouds of smoke and ash, and we know that behind that there's an empty piece of what was a very familiar New York skyline, a symbol of the financial prosperity of this city, but completely disappeared now, and New York has
plane crashed into it.
Man shooting amateur video, and obviously he was having trouble breathing and asked a firefighter for a couple of quick hits off his respirator.
And speaking of those firefighters, there were about 200 of them that we're being told, it's on the wires, and also Dave Statter spoke with someone a short while ago, that are still trapped inside the building. They were inside the building trying to rescue people when the building collapsed.
Now we understand that yet another building has collapsed in New York. Do we know what building this is? Well, it's got to be in proximity to one of the two towers, and as
the two towers are gone,
so it's got
Is this a third building now in New York?
This is a third building. We don't know. This is some of the problems of technology, and that is that the pictures advance the facts. It's Building 7 of the World Trade Center, we understand, has collapsed in New York, and there you saw a video of it. And in addition to firefighters, Gravere was referring to firefighters. There were police officers in there, too, involved in the rescue effort when those two twin towers collapsed. Now we understand Building 7 has gone down in Lower Manhattan.
Of the explosions, a plane comes in from the right of the picture and appears to be about to pass behind the South Tower. Next comes a huge explosion with debris showering out from the tower and down towards the streets below as the upper floors are immediately obscured by the billowing smoke. By now, the other tower, the North Tower, was already ablaze at the top as well after being struck by another plane. New Yorkers assumed they were reliving the 1993 bombing of this, one of the most famous landmarks of the capitalist world, but this was to be infinitely more audacious. Some of those trapped inside went to desperate lengths in the hope of rescue. The same desperation led others to jump to an inevitable death. There was pandemonium and panic in the streets around the Trade Center. With good reason, as it turned out, for within the hour, one of the huge 110-story towers collapsed, and the surrounding area resembled a war zone.
The first one we didn't see, but my coworker saw the plane hit number 2 World Trade, and we just saw people just falling, jumping out the window. So that's about it.
We were looking at the fire from a distance, and then we saw a few bodies, people just flying out the window. I saw at least four bodies coming through the window. It was a sad day.